So just overall take on Backlash. What are you guys' thoughts coming out of this? Because, I mean, there were a few things happened that kind of pushed some storylines forward a little bit. But, overall, I mean, I take the card as a great show. In terms of fitting it into the big picture, it was there.
Yeah, I think it was one of those one-off different shows. I mean, obviously in different territory, and just the crowd reaction. So I think it expanded the brand of WWE, like being out there and, giving them that show. I mean, that show was pretty much for that crowd. Mm-hmm. And then as far as storyline, I mean, what do you expect?
Well, like you said, too, they push certain things through. It's one of those in-between pay-per-views, in between the big ones, with SummerSlam coming up in a couple months. It was okay. Maybe, a C+, I would say.
This was the first show since WrestleMania?
Yes.
Backlash usually is, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's like, So I remember back in the days, not maybe back in the days, but Backlash was like follow-up, let's continue the story.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think we got too much out of this one as far as storyline goes.
Two really, really good women's champions. Two great women's champions. I think maybe the best two at one time in both brands.
Wow.
Right. At least in the last 5-6 years, I would say.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
as far as just two, in my opinion.
I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. You're just comparing, when you say something like that, just think about, for everybody who you're comparing that to, like a Becky Charlotte or Sasha and Becky or so on. I mean, that's.
I love Charlotte Flair. I think she's the best women's wrestler of all time. But I'm talking like both champions. I think Rhea is as good or better than Becky and Sasha, and I think Bianca is just on the same level as Charlotte. So I don't think that's really a big statement. And I'm not detracting from the other ladies.
And let's not forget about Wendy Richter.
Oh, or let's not mention Moolah.
Right. Ooh.
She wasn't very
We?
nice.
Well, so
she hasn't been she just, it was one of those things you learned about grooming, and she wasn't very nice to her troop, so to speak.
Yeah, she ruled women's wrestling with an iron fist.
Different times, there was a lot of stuff that would not fly now.
Oh,
we're in a different world. Sure. I don't even know how wrestling survives with these changes. But let's not get into that. We don't need no history
all in a good
mood.